morning to you and welcome to Perspectives, a current affairs discussion program on iGate Radio 95.5 Star FM, Makudi, Benue State. On the 13th of January this year, the African Cup of Nations, better known as Afcon, which is the biggest football tournament on the continent, kicked off. Organized by the Confederation of African Football, CAF, kicked off in Abidjan, Ivory Coast. In all, 24 countries began the tournament, and Nigeria was placed in Group A alongside the host country, Ivory Coast, Equatorial Guinea, and Guinea-Bissau. After the group stage, the round of 16 and quarterfinals of the competition, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, which opened their campaign at the Soccer Fiesta on January 14 against Equatorial Guinea, with a 1-1 draw, is now in the semi-finals of the football showpiece. Later today at 6 p.m., the Super Eagles will take on the Bafana Bafana of South Africa in a crucial semi-final encounter to be played in the Ivorian town of Bouaké. Ivory Coast will slug it out with DR Congo at 9 p.m. These encounters will determine who will make it to the finals when the next champions of Africa will be crowned. What has been Nigeria's performance at the Continental Football Fiesta? How did Nigeria fare in its previous encounters with South Africa? Looking at the performance of the Bafana Bafana of South Africa in this tournament, what are the chances of the Super Eagles going into the semi-final game? We will seek answers to this and more on today's edition of Perspectives, which focuses on Nigeria's journey in the 2023 Afcon. Already, we have been joined by one of our analysts on the program, one of our discussants, a grassroots sports promoter, a former member of the Benue State House of Assembly, and former chairman of Otukpo Local Government Council. He is the president of Red and Black Flames Football Club, Right Honorable George Ali. We are glad to have you on the program. Welcome to Perspectives, Right Honorable George Ali.
Thank you.
We are expecting our Ali discussant, a seasoned sports writer and analyst, a former chairman, Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ Benue State Council, currently the vice president, NUJ Zone D, Comrade Chris Asaka, who is on his way to join us. As soon as he's here in the studio with us, we will let you know, dear listener. Later on, an executive board member of the Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, representing North Central on the board, a former chairman of the Benue Football Association and one-time speaker of the Benue State House of Assembly, the first female ever speaker of a state parliament in West Africa. Chief Mrs. Margaret Ichen will join us virtually from Abidjan in Ivory Coast to share her thoughts with us on what is happening ahead of the crucial encounter later this evening at 6 p.m. Dear listener, my name is Nathaniel Nongu, welcoming you to this Wednesday edition of Perspectives. And as we always do, or if you are joining Perspectives on this edition, we'd like to inform you that the program is audience interactive. You have the opportunity to phone in or send a text message to contribute on the subject matter we are focusing on today, which is Nigeria's journey in the Afcon, leading to the semi-finals crucial encounter between them and the Bafana Bafana of South Africa later today. The number through which you can contribute on the program is 081-433-59292. The number once again is 081-433-59292. That line will be open at 10 o'clock for you to phone in and make your contribution on the subject matter. You can also send us a text message or a WhatsApp chat on 091-2699-404. The line for text messages and WhatsApp chats once again is 091-2699-404. You can contribute using that line, and if you are contributing through text message or WhatsApp, please remember to include your full name and the location you are sending the message from. We'd like to also inform you, dear listener, that this program is streamed live on all our social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and all other platforms you can find. We are there. The program is streaming live. Kindly search any of them and join us, particularly on our Facebook page, iGate Radio. Look out for iGate Radio on Facebook and join the live stream. You may drop your comments on that live stream link, and if they are related to the subject matter we are focusing on, who will take it as your contribution. We'll go on a short break, and once we are back, we begin our engagement with one of our discussants who is already seated in the studio. Don't go away. Kindly stay tuned, dear listener. We'll be back shortly. You in the studios of iGate Radio this morning. Welcome to the program once again, sir.
Thank you very much, Nathaniel.
And let's begin our engagement. We'll kick off from our grassroots experience here in Benue State, because it is from grassroots that international stars are produced who eventually get into the Afcon stage. Walk us through what has been the experience with our grassroots sports, particularly football, which you are passionate about.
I think it's been fantastic if you are doing the right thing, because I noticed that what we've been doing all this while is when we need to take part in competition, people just go straight and start looking for ready-made players that have made the name. But I don't think so. I think it's better to go straight to the grassroots and pick these boys right from secondary school, develop them to maturity stage where they can play very, very well at the national level and international level. That we have two of our boys from Red and Black Flame in Spain, and they are doing extremely well now. By His grace, one of them will be 18 in May, and we are going to do the formal signing of the contract. I will be in Spain too. I will go to Spain and handle that. Two others were invited for under 17 to Lobby Stars. They played for Lobby Stars, and I tell you, one of them was the highest goal scorer. Each time he comes in, he scores. The defender they had for Lobby under 17 was from my club too. These are boys that we picked right from the village, from the grassroots. And I think football administrators and our coach should start looking inwards now, see how they can, move their searchlight to the grassroots and develop these boys from this place. I tell you, those ones that you get from that place, they are ready to play real soccer. They are ready to play real football. They want to make names for themselves. And it's happening all over. Take Angola, for example. Take Congo. Take Equatorial Guinea. These clubs and that are doing very, very well. National teams that are doing very, very well in Afcon. Most of their players are from their grassroots football academy. And they are doing extremely well now. So there are no big names in football any longer. You can see what happened in Afcon. No big names any longer. Small countries are beginning to surprise big countries. If not for Nigeria and South Africa that are still there, maybe Cote d'Ivoire, that managed to qualify. For them, I think they are the only big names that are in Afcon now. All others are small countries. So we should look back and go back to the grassroots and bring them to the mainstream now. That is what we should do.
Okay, so back home here in Benue State, do we have the abundance of the grassroots talents that we can export on the international scene, both national and maybe later on the international scene, particularly across the state?
We have, from experience.
Or maybe moving away from your experience, particularly what is the level of the engagement with regards to sporting academies that can prepare and harness the opportunities of the grassroots people in the sports sector?
Well, it's quite expensive. I must be very frank with you, running a sports academy, especially the youth one, because one, you need to cater for most of their needs, especially schooling, because we encourage our boys to, while they are playing football, to go to school too, because that one is basic. We encourage that. And if you need to calm them, you need to provide. You need to take care of their daily needs, including foods and everything they will do. But the question we'll ask ourselves, since you say we should look back home now in Benue, how many people will want to invest so much in running sports academy? Because what most people will look, if I'm putting in so much money, I expect that in the next few months, I should be able to get returns from this. But football is not like that. You might put in so much money for 2 years, you don't even get anything out from it. First, you must have the passion to do it. If you don't have the passion, if you just go into it because you want to make money from it, I tell you, it will eventually crash. And when we started, I've had my own terrible experience too with Scout and all these things. I've lost so much on it too. But I think I'm wiser now and I know much about it. I encourage our football lovers, people that want to come in, if not for anything, not the money aspect, people that want to support football, in the grassroots. Let them be encouraged and let them come in and do what they can do so that we can take some of these boys away from social vices and make them to be productive within those period.
Okay. Now, let's look at the Afcon, for instance. You said some of the teams, especially with the 4 semi-finalists remaining now, you, like I said, most of them have had grassroots talents featuring. What are their prospects with regards to sports development?
They have very big prospects, very, very, very big, because one, they are playing now for the love that they have for football, not just for the money. But the big ones will play both for the love and the money. But these ones will want to make a name for themselves. Eventually, if they become very big stars, they too will do the same thing. But I think their prospect is very high because they are playing not just for the love, they are playing for their nation. They want to excel. They want people to see them doing very, very well.
Okay. Still, let's look at the Afcon now. The Afcon tournament, as you are aware, the Africa Cup of Nations, was founded 67 years ago. To what extent has its objective been achieved over this course of years?
If I'm to put them on the scale, 1 to 100, I will tell you probably maybe about 55 or thereabout, because officiating has not been too good with this tournament in particular. People have actually accused the North African referees of being biased. I don't know how true is that, but the officiating has been very, very bad. And this is very common with we Africans too. You play with an opponent, they have interest in it. You have 5 minutes extra time. They make it 10 minutes extra time. That's very, very good. Very, very bad. I think we should improve on that so that because the world too are watching, then they can put us and respect us well when it comes to international officiating. Take Nigeria, for example. I think almost none of our referees are taking part in this Afcon officiating. None at all. Why? Because they believe that our referees, they are good, but they cannot take part in those things because of the question mark that they have on them. So these are things that we need to do and improve on very, very well.
But on a broader scale, would you say the objective of keeping African countries, getting them involved in a football fiesta, maybe now that it is coming after every 3 years, would you say it has achieved any goal of putting the African continent united in the game of soccer?
Definitely it has. As you know, soccer is bring people together. So as it is now, I think definitely it has, except for some few people that don't take defeat lightly. And once that one happened, they start looking at the country that defeated their country. They start being hostile to them. With the game we are going to play today with South Africa, we pray by the time we defeat them well, we pray that our people in South Africa will not be attacked too. We pray. You know the way they behave, so we want to believe that nothing will happen. But so far, so good. I think it has united Africa.
Okay. Dear listener, in case you are just tuning in, you are listening to Perspectives on Agate Radio 95.5 Star FM, Makurdi. This morning on Perspectives, we are discussing Nigeria's journey in the Afcon 2023. And later today, as they take on the Bafana of South Africa in a crucial semi-final encounter, which will decide which teams will move all the way into the finals. That is why we are focusing on the subject today. We have been joined by our analyst, one of our lead discussants on the program, a seasoned sports writer and analyst, a former chairman, Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ Benue State Council, currently the vice president, NUJ Zone D, Comrade Chris Ataka. Welcome to Agate Radio Studio, Comrade Ataka.
Yeah, thank you, Nat. Welcome, listener. Sorry for coming a bit late.
we're glad that you made it to here eventually. Now, let's talk about the subject of Afcon. Comrade Ataka, I'm with you now. The Africa Cup of Nations was founded 67 years ago. To what extent has it achieved, its objective been achieved over the years?
Oh, thank you very much. Let me also appreciate my co-discussant, Honorable Dr. George Ali, for being here on time and keeping the program going and providing his own perspective on football and sports issues generally, and as it concerns Afcon. Yes, looking at the history of Afcon, you agree with me that Africa has succeeded in launching its own brand of soccer to the world with the evolution of Afcon over the years. You agree with me that the tournament keeps improving tournament after tournament, and the true African soccer prowess is being displayed to the outside world, and to a large extent, before now, it also provided the ground for scouts from all over the world, particularly from Europe, to scout African players for their various European or American teams, as the case may be, and to some extent Asia, and even within the African continent itself. This has informed the exchange or transfer of players from their original home countries to other leagues in other countries, either within the continent or in other parts of the world. And you will see that even hitherto minor countries in soccer, like Cape Verde, are beginning to occupy the centerpiece. Gone are the days where the African soccer turf was dominated basically by the Maghreb countries, that is North Africa. Tunisia, Morocco, Algeria, Egypt had dominated the scene with their own European style of play, that fluid football that was a departure from more of mechanical play by some of these other African countries that were trying to catch up and get exposure. You agree with me that the standard that has been displayed at the current going Afcon has demonstrated to the world that Africa has taken a big leap to achieving that big African soccer fiesta it intends to showcase to the world. So to a larger extent, it has achieved the purpose for which the Afcon competition was started.
Okay, particularly when you point out creating its own brand. The Afcon has now stand as the African particular brand in the soccer fiesta. Is that what you're telling us?
Precisely, that is what I'm saying. And you see, African players are now competing very, very highly in greater numbers with their counterparts in other parts of the world, particularly in Europe and in America. And I bet you, if you take a peep into technical scouting, most countries or clubs come for African players because of their strength, because of their resilience, and even the artistry of play. Because they say black is power, and the way Africans are built, and particularly athletic Africans, I bet you that Africa has created a brand, and the entire world is looking up to it. So Africa needs to stand up to it, sustain, maintain it, and then prove to its European and American counterparts that it can compete favorably at the world level, not just within its own continent. So the African Soccer Siesta is a dress rehearsal to preparing African countries and African players to go into the World Show piece, whether it is the World Cup itself, whether it is Olympics or other FIFA-created competition, as the case may be. So Africa has created a brand that it's enough to launch into the world stage and also take its own place of pride.
Okay. George Ali, I'm with you now.
Okay.
The brand has created with the Afcon as an African particular a special brand. Would you say the world has keyed into the Afcon brand, identifying with it?
Yeah, they have.
Okay. Comrade Asaka, I am back to you now. What is your assessment of the performance of Super Eagles of Nigeria at the Afcon, beginning from their group stage encounter all the way into the semi-final as they are today?
Wow. I would say fantastic. I would say so far, so good. I would say we expect more from them. As a person, in the recent past, I've really never been very enthusiastic about our national team and even the Nigerian football generally, because I feel that the level we had gone to, particularly in the 90s, coming into early 2000, has gone down. And those generation of players that had made us very proud and made this tick, since most of them exited the stage, it had been very difficult for Nigeria to make those kind of comeback and relaunch into both Africa and the world stage. Going into this Afcon, I was pessimistic, but I left my mind open about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And if you look at the pre-tournament matches they played, most Nigerians who are not strong-willed would have written the country off completely. But to my mind, I believe that in the game of soccer, it is after 90 minutes, or if it stretches to extra time of 120 minutes, and then until it is decided on penalties or otherwise. You may just predict the winner, but there are also surprises, as it were. And so I kept that faith with the team, and when we played this first match and it was a draw, I said, well, at least Nigeria, they didn't lose. And then when they took on the host country and they got that slim victory, it didn't come as a surprise anyway, because the host country, I think they didn't seem to be doing too well at the beginning. And then they went ahead to win their last match, came out of the group into the second round, where a lot of anxieties came up, as it were. It was so dramatic because Cameroonians feel that Nigeria, though a perennial rival, is not actually a threat to them, as it were. And I think they felt that meeting Nigeria would give them the opportunity to show Nigeria side and then progress. But it turned out to be otherwise. And then hopes now rose to the zenith. And then Nigeria coming into the quarterfinal and standing up to the strong Palancas Negras of Angola, who came out outspoken because they feel that Nigeria is a sleeping football giant, and so he could do anything to it. But because of the brilliance that the Super Eagles players put up as a result of they are improving match after match. We are where we are today. So I would say kudos, and have given them at least up to 70 to 80%. And what they played today against South Africa will now determine whether we can up the percentage. But at this stage, I will say that they are the tournament favorite to even challenge for the title.
Oh, wow. That's good. Okay. George Ali, let me have your thoughts. Comrade Saka just mentioned that a certain theme, the Cameroonians and some other things, may have rated Nigeria as a sleeping African football giant. Do you subscribe to this school of thought that the Nigerian nation is a sleeping football giant, especially on the continental level?
Before now, yes. If, like you said, if you look at before the match, the friendlies they played, I mean, it was, the results are there, very terrible result. After, except for the one they played with one unknown club, that they defeated them about 10-0 or so, that people celebrated. Those ones are just roadside club. As far as I'm concerned, we've not done well at all. But after the first match, like you said, we progressed up to this place, and the individual skills of our players actually came out. And look at what Osimhen is doing. Same thing with Lukman and all those ones. We just pray they keep the tempo. If they do the way they played their last match, I think we are going to be in the finals.
Okay, as a sports administrator, are you impressed with the attention the NFF may have given, including the federal government, to give the Super Eagles, the national team, adequate motivation to go all out and get the trophy for the country? For the country.
I've been giving them adequate attention when the players are not getting their bonuses. When I heard that, I was not happy. Look, it took them time to prepare for this, and for them to complain that they are not getting their match bonuses, I don't think that one is nice at all. But for them, they set the country first. Whether they get, they don't get, that they will go ahead to play. I don't know whether they've paid them now, but after the second match, they were here to get their match bonuses for winning. That's not good at all. I think NFF need to improve on that, because it keep happening, each competition they go to. So they need to improve on that, and the sports ministry too should look into that.
Okay.
If I may come in here, I think this issue that George Ali has just espoused, it's a killjoy. It has been a recurring decima in Nigerian sports administration generally, and in football in particular. And we behave always as if we are caught unawares, whereas there are calendars, soccer calendars, from the beginning of the year. You can even project into years ahead based on planning from the world sports associations. And then, when it comes to our country, Nigeria, regretfully, you see these issues rearing their heads. It is a constant. We are only surprised if it changes at any time, but it seldom does. And that kills the spirit of the sportsmen and women. But what I have seen in this crop of Super Eagles players at this Afcon has uplifted my spirit. Because despite those drawbacks, I think I have seen patriotic players playing for the country and for themselves. Unfortunately, in one of ex-international J.J. Okocha's outing, he has challenged the players that they have not done enough to match what they did in the past. We are concerned. I think the boys deserve commendation more than the knock he gave them. So I would rather look at his own remark as a way of challenging and gingering them up, rather than carpet them that maybe they may not be good enough. They are in their own right. And I think Even with the Nigerian captain not featuring in the tournament regularly, the Ahmed Musa, if you look at the role he's playing on the sideline, it will tell you a lot. These are backroom issues that some people may not know if they concentrate only on what is happening on the field. But you see that he gets involved even in technical issues sometimes. He's there gingering his teammates on the field to play. And the standing captain really trusts Afcon. I think what he's carrying on his shoulder is enormous and great, and he has demonstrated the kind of leadership that we should commend. Because you see the way he pushes his teammates, the way he organizes them, and the way he urges them on. This Super Eagles team is playing as a team now, and that is where their strength is coming from, and that is what is called teamwork. So, to my mind, the issue of motivation as far as football administration in this country is a big minus. But I'm glad that it is not telling so much on the players since they are playing well and getting results. But that is not to say that the Nigerian Football Federation should continue in this state. In fact, I think the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has taken keen interest in what the Super Eagles are doing over there. So he should give a presidential directive to ensure that everything that concerns welfare of these players should be paid up to date, bonuses given, and then the Minister of Sports should be on ground to assist the President of the Nigerian Football Federation and other administrators to make sure that what is due to these boys is made available so that they can play their hearts out for this country.
Okay, George Ali, is there something you would like to add with regards to the teamwork and patriotism demonstrated by the Super Eagles, especially at their Afcon encounter?
Yeah, I want to believe that this set of Super Eagles that we have now, to me, I would tell you that in terms of teamwork, patriotism, I'll rate them very, very high. They've done extremely well. Not getting enough, but they are putting all they have into the game. So for me, I want to say let them continue with that spirit until they bring the cup back home.
Okay, Comrade Chris Asaka, I'm back to you now. Since the beginning of the tournament, Nigeria has conceded only one goal in a group stage encounter between them and Equatorial Guinea. Does this make the Super Eagles the favorite at the Mondial?
Yes, it has, because these are the statistics that are pointers to success. And like we have just enunciated on the issue of teamwork, that has been the result of teamwork. Nigeria was having goalkeeping concern because of the past poor results we were getting. Francis Uzoho, who had always mounted the goal for Nigeria, became a top suspect, and anytime Nigerians saw him between the goal posts, they will give up, and most of the times it turned out to be like that. And now we have had someone that we have sentimental and emotional attachment to. The young goalkeeper, Stanley Nwabali, just a few years back, he was here playing for Lobby Stars Football Club. Though he may not have been appreciated so much while he was here, from some comments I see from Lobby fans and Nigerians that have chided him in the past because they felt he wasn't good enough. But while he's playing in South Africa, I think he has gotten the kind of exposure that has strengthened him. And coming in to fill that gap in this tournament and doing exceptionally well and keeping a clean sheet, it's something to boast and beat your chest about. Looking at the resilience of the defense, where I say the Marshal himself, the captain, really trusts Afcon has been holding sway. The like of Aino doing well, and Zaidu, although Zaidu is suspect sometimes, but any of this time that our opponents are able to beat past the defense or make dangerous incursions at our goal. And most of the time you see the goalkeeper standing up to the task. So having maintained this kind of tempo, having maintained this kind of clean sheet, having demonstrated that strength and their ability to ward off opposition, to allow them get at our goal and then score us. So what else will you say? If you can't score us, if you can't beat us, how do you get us out of the competition? So these are pointers that Nigeria is going to go all the way to the final and also to win the trophy.
George Ali, what are your thoughts? Is Nigeria good to go all the way to the final to get the trophy?
We are good to go all the way to the finals, and I'm certain we're bringing the trophy back home.
Okay. Comrade Ataka, let me come to you again. Looking at the countries in the semi-finals, Nigeria and Ivory Coast in West Africa, Democratic Republic of Congo in Central Africa, and of course South Africa in Southern Africa, with two teams from West Africa. What are the prospects?
This is very interesting. If you look at the African soccer equation, the competition has always been between the Maghrebs that I had mentioned before and West Africa. And unfortunately, Ghana is not doing too well at the moment. The likes of Mali, Senegal still have that spark, as it were. And if you see what the hosts, Côte d'Ivoire, have been able to do, tactically, I will tell you that it is what the ordinary eye may not see. If you see where they started from the competition and how they have wiggled or waggled their way to where they are, and as the host country, with their home support and with the hope rising, because in their last game, they played with a one-man down from the first stanza of the game. They were disadvantaged, they came back and then went ahead to win. If you ask me, in the equation and the mix in this semi-final, permit me to be sentimental, but I'm only being factual, that except something extraordinary happens, we may be up for a West African final, Nigeria versus the host country. But that is not to say that one we shove aside South Africa, because after they were off soccer due to the apartheid regime over 30 years, and then they bounced back for the first time in 1996. They went all the way to win the trophy. By 1998, they were runners-up, and then they ended up in the third position in 2000. And so you now see that they have been able to also announce themselves on the African continent as a club that you cannot shove aside just ordinarily, as the case may be. So I give it to them, but I want to believe that this is just how far they can go.
Okay, George Ali, you listen to Saka when he mentioned that we may possibly be up for a West Africa the final, projecting Côte d'Ivoire, the host country, Ivory Coast, and Nigeria into the final here now. Looking at the performance of Ivory Coast, where they started, in fact, they emerged as the best losers. Would you see them in the final, going there, given their jacquard experience at the beginning of the tournament, especially at the group stages? Speak to this briefly, because in about a few minutes, we'll be connecting with Chief Mrs. Chen to give us our thoughts all the way from Abidjan.
I differ with what he said. For Ivory Coast, they actually managed to qualify, and all along they've actually managed to be where they are now. Except for the home crowd support, I don't see them making it to the finals. That is just my personal opinion.
Okay, dear listener, you've been listening to Perspectives on I Get Radio 95.5 Star FM Makudi. We are discussing Nigeria's journey in the Afcon and as they take on the Bafana of South Africa later today in a crucial semi-final encounter, which will determine which of the teams will move into the final of the tournament. Here in the studio, we've been joined by a seasoned sports writer and analyst, former chairman, Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ, Benue State Council, currently the vice president, NUJ Zone D, Comrade Chris Ataka, leading us in the discussion. We also have a grassroots sports promoter, a former member of the Benue State House of Assembly, former chairman of Otupo Local Government Council, and president, Red and Black Flames Football Club, Right Honorable George Ali is also here in the studio. And right now we are making efforts to connect live with another discussant who will feature virtually. There's an executive member of the Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, representing North Central, a former chairman of Benue Football Association and one-time speaker of the Benue State House of Assembly, Chief Mrs. Margaret Ichen, is standing by in Abidjan, where she is also later on today to witness Nigeria's encounter with the Bafana. We'll try to connect with her via the telephone.
Hello, I'm hearing.
Good morning, Chief Mrs. Ichen.
Good morning, please.
Thank you very much for holding on, and thank you for joining us on iGate Radio 95.5 Star FM on Perspectives as we analyze Nigeria's encounter at the Afcon, and especially our focus on Nigeria's encounter with South Africa later today in a crucial semi-final encounter. Thank you very much. Give us an understanding of what is the mood of the Nigerian contingent in Abidjan ahead of the Afcon semi-final encounter. The Super Eagles will be having an encounter later today with the Bafana of South Africa. Give us an understanding of the mood of the Nigerian contingent.
Yes, thank you so much. The mood, as you should know, is really at the very high side because of the excitement that we are waiting to have. Because since the tournament began, if you can, you have been following it, all right?
Yes.
You see that Nigeria has been playing very well. Since this tournament, they have just conceded one goal. And we believe that tomorrow will not be less than what we used to have. And I believe that Bafana are there talking, but we do not talk, we talk on the field. And the mood here is on the high side. I promise you that a lot of supporters have come into Abidjan for tomorrow's match, and everyone, the players are ready, everyone is ready to cheer up the Super Eagles. And I believe the Eagle will fly tomorrow with Bafana back to South Africa.
Oh, this is beautiful. So Nigerians in Abidjan and Ivory Coast are in high spirit. And later today, the Super Eagles are sure of going all out for victory. Is that what you are telling us, Chief Mrs. Ichen?
Very, very sure. Very, very sure. I'm sure of that. Very, very sure.
Okay.
Very sure.
Now, you are on the board of the Nigerian Football Federation, and there are speculations among Nigerians, especially back home, and also in the media, that Victor Osimhen, who is one of the crucial players, would not be featuring in the encounter between South Africa, between Super Eagles and the Bafana of South Africa. Do you have any understanding on why Osimhen may not feature, and whether, if it's not there, what would be the fortunes of the Super Eagles at that encounter between them and Bafana?
Sorry, I want to tell you that Osimhen is up now. Right now, as I talk to you, he had a very little stomach disorder, but right now, as I speak with you, you will see him live on the field.
Okay, as a member of the NFF board, what is your assessment of the performance of the coaching crew of the Super Eagles, especially since beginning from the group stages leading to the semi-final where they are today?
Yeah, thank you so much. The coach is really doing his job. You know, normally there are times whereby you can experience some little changes that are not so well, but From the beginning of the group stage to now, Pesiro, who is the Super Eagles coach, has done well. And as you can see, like I told you earlier, that since this tournament started, we just considered one goal. That is to show you that Pesiro is really putting his team in order. Where mistakes are, he correct them immediately. So I want to say Pesiro has really tried to put the team in order, and that is why we are getting the result that we're getting since the tournament started till today, as we are this morning going to meet the Bafana of South Africa.
Okay, now when you mentioned Nigeria conceding just a goal, it is also on record that South Africa has not conceded a goal. Are you touting Nigeria not considering just one goal, and South Africa that has not conceded compared to the Nigerian team? What are the expectations with regards to the score line? Do you have a sense of a prediction?
Thank you. Sometimes when we talk about conceding a goal and South Africa not conceding a goal, you can look at the teams that one plays with. You can compare the teams that Nigeria played with and the teams that South Africa played with. But I want to tell you that despite the fact that South Africa never conceded a goal, but Nigeria conceded one, on the other side of the play, Nigeria plays better than South Africa, despite the fact that they never conceded a goal. So I want to assure you that much later in the day, the story will be out for people to see that, yes, we are on a very serious business in Abidjan, and by God's grace, the cup will come to Nigeria.
That is our prayer. Nigerians are indeed in high spirit, and we're looking forward that the Super Eagles should lift the Afcon 2023 trophy and bring it back home. But just before we let you go, Chief Mrs. Ichen, Nigerians have always questioned that with the abundance of sporting talents we have and creatives, why is it that Nigeria is always going all out to such a coaching staff beyond the shores of the country, having to hire people who are not Nigerians to coach the national team?
We will surely get there. We will surely get there. The board, we have just been constituted newly. We are just a year plus, and we are trying to see that Nigerian coaches will also lead the Super Eagles, the Super Falcons, and all the under 20, under 15 that we have in the country. But normally, every step of the work starts from one. And before we can get there, we will need to see how far these coaches have gone. And this new administration, led by the president of NFF, Ms. Lahaji Ibrahim Guzo, is making it possible for our coaches to have the training that can suit whatever situation that they found themselves. So right now, the president is bringing in people to sending out coaches to go and have the necessary training that they need to come and coach the Super Eagles and all the national teams that we have in the country. We will surely get there. And I know we have very qualified coaches in Nigeria that, if well trained, which we are trying to do, we will surely one day look at coaches that will carry the national teams to the level that we are all seeking to be there.
Chief Mrs. Margaret Ichen, former chairman, Benue Football Association, a former speaker of the Benue State House of Assembly, of course, the first ever female speaker of a state parliament in the entire West Africa, and now an executive member of the Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, representing North Central on the board. It's been nice speaking with you all the way from Abidjan in Côte d'Ivoire. Thank you so very much for availing us your time.
Thank you so much, and good morning. Have a day. Pray for Super Eagles to fly.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
The Eagles will fly. Our prayers are with you and the entire Nigerian contingent. We wish you the very best, and we wish the Super Eagles the very best as they go all out in this crucial decider between them and the Bafana of South Africa at the Afcon 2023. We look forward that the trophy will be brought from the Super Eagles. We advance through the semi-final to get into the finals. Thank you very much. We wish you the very best.
Thank you so much.
Let the green flag should fly so high in Abidjan this evening, later today.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
You're welcome.
We've been speaking with Chief Mrs. Margaret Ichen, a former chairman, Benue Football Association, an executive board member of the Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, representing North Central on the board, and a one-time speaker of the Benue State House of Assembly. She joined us via the telephone all the way from Abidjan, where she is, and you can hear her in high spirit. That is to tell you the Nigerian contingent are all out to get a win in this crucial encounter between between Nigeria and the Bafana of South Africa. And we look forward that, as she has also expressed optimism, Nigerian Super Eagles will advance all the way into the finals to bring the trophy home. Comrade Ataka, you listen to Mrs. Ichen. Do you share her thoughts in the excitement of the Nigerian contingent in Ivory Coast and the prospects of their bringing back the trophy?
Yeah, I love the feel. And that is how it should be. Unfortunately, the welfare of the players, that is just about the only thing that she left out. I would have loved to hear her own perspective on that as an executive member of the Nigerian Football Federation. But aside that, I think I believe in all that she has said, because I can also feel it. Given what we have watched in the past matches up to this point, I think I'm optimistic that we're on the right path, just like she has said. Another issue she talked about that I'm still worried is the issue of the technical heads of our soccer teams, particularly the Super Eagles. You see, we took some steps towards giving this responsibility of coaching our national teams to indigenous coaches. But I want to say that they were not given the chance. They were not given the same opportunities with their the expatriate counterparts, and it's ended up in disaster most of the times. We've had the late Coach Stephen Keshi, the late Amadou Shaibu, whom at the time the superintendent over our national team, they were not doing very badly. But you know, the local soccer politics in our country, where Nigerians undo one another, where they pull you down, they pull you back, all this manner of intrigues, with even the media not helping matters much because of the way they escalate the issues. Maybe this familiarity issue, not even inferiority complex, is what has been bedeviling us. As soon as it is an expatriate, we begin to feel, oh, it's coming from a different world, a different planet. I call the person that regard over our local coaches, but in the end, our own way of doing things in the country still catches up with us. You cannot bring an expatriate and then he is coming from a climb where things work seamlessly. Then the first thing he encounters is the players are not motivated, what is due to them is not given, and then before he knows, his own emolument and benefits are not there. And so when you begin to work under such atmosphere, you can only give what the present situation permits. And for that reason, we've not been able to get it right. If we put all these things to rest, I bet you we may not have a need for an expatriate coach. Also, Pesero, as it stands now, I'm sorry to say that I do not have complete confidence in him, despite the fact that there's a glimmer of hope and improvement in the way our players have played in this tournament so far. We are really not yet there. And this is dangerous because this is an African Mondial. We'll be projecting to World Cup and what have you, where you will meet stiffer and better opposition. So this issue, even as Chief Ichen has sounded very enthusiastic, I am not really quite enthusiastic about this particular aspect.
Anyway, that's okay. We'll interrogate this, but I would love to have your thought on this, George. But let's take some calls before we come back because we already have people waiting on the line. We'd like to remind you the number once again to call is 081-433-59292. The line is 081-433-59292. Once you call, go ahead and tell us your name and where you are calling from. Then make your submission. Be brief so others can also have the opportunity to contribute. You can also send us a text message or a chat on WhatsApp on 09126 404. The line for text messages and WhatsApp is 09126 404. If you are sending a contribution, please remember to include your phone name and the location you are sending the message from. Let's also remind you the program is streaming live on all our social media platforms, including Facebook. Kindly search out and follow us there. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Oh, we lost connection with the call. Please, the number to call once again is 081-433-59292. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the program, sir.
Good morning.
May we know your
Babs,
name?
Honorable Babs.
Babs, who?
Yes. Babatunde.
Okay, Babatunde who?
I'm from Odo to Road.
Thank you, Babatunde. But I would like to get your full name.
Babatunde Oluwatoyin.
Thank you, Babatunde Oluwatoyin. Odo to Road in Makurdi, I suppose.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Babatunde. Are you in traffic? Your environment seems so noisy.
Yes, I'm in traffic. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you loud, a bit better now, Babatunde Oluwatoyin. Go ahead.
Okay. Regarding the issue of the Nigerian and South Africa, I think Nigeria have a slight edge to win the match today. And we should just pray for what we call football luck. And I really want to address the issue of the NFF member that you spoke to in Abidjan, that she was saying that Garuba Gusso is putting some things into practice after a year. Let us be candid with ourselves. We have a lot of Nigerian coaches, many that can really do more than what Pesero is doing. But the things that we believe in wise skin. If you match Emmanuel Amuneke or Makachi, Finidi George, and you let Vincent Inyama be national team goalkeeper, then you bring in whether Tijani Babangida or Kanu Wapo or JJ Okocha as a coordinator. Those are the veterans. Those are those that know. Then in the under 20, Sia is still alive. Let Sia be there. Under 17, Unduka Ubade is still existing. That's how the program should be. Pesero is just lucky to have players that are hungry, that really want to redeem Nigerian image. Look at 2013. Who was with Stephen Keshi? Skippo performed very well. So we should look inward. We should look at the other coaches. Look at the coach of the Senegalese. Look at what the present coach of Ivorian is doing. So we, the fans, should talk to the people in charge. We want our movement to be at the end of Africa, and we should give them some time for them to excel. It takes almost 4 years before you can turn Nigerians to wonders. So thank you. I rest my case.
Thank you very much, Babatunde Oluwatoyin. We should look inward and get our coaching crew. He has gone on to suggest names. Thank you very much. I hope NFF should look into that. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the program. Hello. The network at your end seems to be breaking.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello. I said good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the program.
It's your friend Daniel Tena from Yorjungu.
Thank you very much, Daniel Tena from Yorjungu. Yorjungu in Makodi, I suppose.
Yeah, Makodi.
All right. Thank you, Daniel. Please go ahead.
You see, I want to congratulate so far with Nigerians because when this tournament starts, many people not support them because they say, well, Nigeria just their very match that they will beat them, but the truth of the matter is, for those people that was following them, each and every match, they do approve. They approve so much. So I know that God has the reason why He keeping not Nigeria to this. In fact, He keeping Nigeria this far. So let us forget any other thing. Let us support our own. Let us go out there with good prayers and support the whether it's foreign coach or whatever, but it's coaching our own team. And lastly, I would like to call our NFL. Let them try to treat those players bad. In fact, good. Because these young men, now, as you say, many of them are home-based. They maybe, after the tournament now, maybe the club side will come and buy them. And maybe when they invite them, they will come, maybe they won't like to play because sometimes when the player have injury at home, even with the Nigerians, the NFL don't even have money to treat them. So those boys prefer to go and play outside. So I want to encourage them that as those boys understand themselves, please let them cooperate with them. Even though they are no more, even though they are in some countries, the way they call them, let them treat them so that when they call them, they will come and play fine. I want to wish us good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. I appreciate you. We wish the Super Eagles good luck. Thank you very much. And we should support any coaching crew that is in place to succeed. That's the submission of Daniel. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. My name is Ibayima Akura, a regional person from Bamaku, Batia, Bobo local government.
Thank you very much, Igbayima Akura, for joining us on Perspectives.
Thank you to fantastic moderator, and my regards to your guests in the studio.
Yes, my guests are greeting you too. Please go ahead, Igbayima. Be brief.
Okay. My opinion here is that so far so good. Our national teams are doing fantastic there. Starting from the goalkeeping area, we don't have any problem. Congratulations to our Stanley Wabali for the fantastic work he is doing there. And we don't know the problem of goalkeepers unless the defense is not good. And look at how our on-field captain fantastic, William Trust Akon, is marshalling with his co-defenders in defense there. They are doing very well. I have appreciated that. Let them keep it up. Coming to the midfield, this is where we have some skirmishes. But as a team, they are progressing steadily. So I have appreciated that. And we have the African best in our team this season, talking of Victor Osimhen. Even though he's not calling as much as some of us want, but he's contributing fantastically well to the movement of the team. So playing as a unit is a good thing. So I have applauded them for that. And talking about welfare, let the Nigerian Football Federation take proper care of their welfare. Look at the issue of the other attacker that retreated back to his club side when he fell injured. I think that aspect too should be taken care of.
Okay.
And have they been our Nigerian Football Federation and organize a neighboring environment in our country here? We should, at times, we cannot even go abroad in search of players. We do cap them. And the scouting team should be moving around in the country here, doing their work.
Thank you very much.
It will be better for us.
Thank you.
That will help to the players to put food on their family table. Thank you for the opportunity.
We appreciate you. Thanks for your contribution, Igbayima Akura. Thank you so much. Okay, before we take more calls, George Ali, let me come to you. Before we started taking calls, we were reacting to comments by the NFF Executive Board member, Chief Mrs. Margaret Chen, who joined us virtually from Abidjan in Cote d'Ivoire to share with us what is happening ahead of preparations for the encounter between the Super Eagles and Bafana Bafana. Particularly, what is your assessment of the coaching strategies by the Super Eagles technical team headed by Jose Pesero, who is leading the team?
Based on their performance so far, I want to say they've not done badly, because if they have, I'm sure we wouldn't have gotten to the semi-final stage. But I'll give it to the boys too, because the boys too came out strongly and they are doing very well. And I want to add this issue of indigenous coach. I support it, but before we should start looking at that, two things must be put in place. Two, very, very important. We need to look at how much are they paying the expatriate. If we look at that, if you are getting the local coach or an indigenous coach, you should be able to pay about the same thing or close to what you are paying. Not when you are doing 6-7 figures for expatriate, then when it comes to indigenous coach, you say you want to do half of that. That's not correct at all, because that will not encourage them. Then interference. The interference when you have an indigenous coach is much. The sports ministry, everybody that are involved will want to bring in their own players. They will want to give instruction. This one must feature, this must feature. I think we should leave that. Once, if we're able to take these two out of it, I think our local coach or indigenous coach will do very, very well.
Okay. Comrade Ataka, what is your own assessment of the coaching strategies by the Super Eagles technical crew, especially the one participating at Afcon, led by Jose Pesero, the chief tactician of the team?
Well, my feeling is not too far from Honorable George Ali. And if you look at the team, technically, you could score them above 70, 80 because of the individual quality. Tactically, it doesn't actually match up per se, and that is where the input or the style of the coach and his crew has come in to play. Super Eagles or Nigeria is a typical soccer playing nation. It has its own style, and it plays with the flair, a mix of the typical Nigerian style of that strength, natural and raw guts, and then a bit of the flair, not going to samba, but that fluid, free-flowing football with some individual talent, taking the fight from their own side to the opponent side, and most of this is not really on show as it should. And so the tactical quality of this team is a bit suspect, and that is why some of these contributors had pointed to the fact that the team would have just been lucky. But from what we have seen, it has taken more than luck. So we cannot say completely that Pesero is bad, but I would say that from what I have seen of his ability so far, it's merely average, except something convinces me above what we have seen so far. It will be very difficult for me to score him above 50, which is not too very good. We are good enough with the individual qualities of our players who are playing in Europe in very good leagues, and the resilience they have put so far. I would say that their technical quality, more than the tactical quality, is saving us progress in this competition. And where we are now, I want to believe that these things will come to play, because facts and figures don't lie most of the times. This will be our 15th engagement with South Africa all round. And in the past 14 meets, we've had 7 advantages of winning over them and 5 draws, and we've only lost twice to them. So if history repeats itself, if statistics speak, if we are looking at dominating South Africa, then all of this put to play will lift us more than the tactical ability of this team. That is what I can say.
Okay. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Emeka Nyog from North Bank, Makurdi.
Thank you, Mr. Emeka Nyogo, for joining us.
Yes, I think once I have to say congratulations to Super Eagles and Nigerians for the so far winnings that they have done. And
Hello,
at the end of the day, hello?
Yes, we are with you. Your line is breaking. Maybe you want to move away from your position here a bit so that we can...
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
We are with you. Please go ahead, Mr. Emeka.
Yes, I think now, today is the semi-final. And I do believe that by the grace of God, Super Eagles will come out with flying colors. We don't want to know whether they play well or not. What we want is goal. And it is goal that will give us everything. Then the other one we will talk later. Coming about the coaches. We have so many people want indigenous coach. But our problem in this country today is that when you get indigenous coach, it is the same Nigerians that will be kicking against them. They will not give them mind, their hands to work. Everyone will try to become a perfecter. So I am of the opinion that if God winning, Nigeria happens to win this cup, we should get a foreign coach. If the president cannot do the work again, we should look for a good one who can come outside the country and look for our indigenous ones to join hands together. And again, NFA should also do the needful. These clubs that our boys are playing outside, if you look at them, some of them are not better than Nigeria. But it is because of corruption. They don't have medical equipment. For example, if a boy happens to get injury today in Nigeria here, where do you take him to? Do we have doctors? Do we have people who can treat them immediately and give them that? That is what the players want. And again, look at those who have played for this country. Look at so many of them today wishing for this country. So many of them today, if you see them, you pity their lives. And you will be thinking, is it not the people who have served this country? How far have the government gone to these people? Have they been taking care of them to make the younger ones to look at what government have been doing to those people who play at the previous ones? That these people have done so much for this country. And the country has done so much for them. And this will make the boys to do more for this country by playing well. So I am of the opinion that government should do the needful by taking care of our former players who have played for this country. And the present ones, they should take care of them. And at the same time, pay their allowances as and when due.
All right.
Let it not be that Nigerians will start fighting before they will pay them.
Thank you very much.
And I'm of the opinion that every Nigerian today should go into prayer for our Super Eagles so that we can win.
All right. Thank you.
It is with prayer we can win.
Thank you
with
very
prayer
much.
we can win. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Emeka Nyogo. Thank you so much for your contribution with prayer and also with good play on the pitch. Earlier on, you said it doesn't matter whether they play well or not. If they play well, definitely they should win. Let's take a few messages before we come back. Okay, we have some more calls coming in before we take the message. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you. I'm Ondachi Gabriel from Hadoka.
Thank you, Mr. Ondachi Gabriel. All right, so Jakwa Madoka this morning.
I'm feeling fine now.
All right. Are you in the mood of Super Eagles' impending victory against the Bafana later today?
Yes, of course, is the answer.
Okay, that's good. Please share your thoughts with us, Mr.
My regards to the guests in the house.
Thank you.
They have talked so much about the program this morning. my take is this. Even when I was sleeping this night, I dreamt of the whole thing. And an eagle was taken up by one. Eagle was taken up in my dream by one goal to nothing. So we were jubilating. When I woke up in the night, I said, well, am I dreaming? So it is a dream that I saw. So for that reason, all what you have said, let us stop blaming the coaches or looking for coaches this time. All we have to do now is to pray fervently for the eagle for this evening. And I want the government and people concerned to take care of the eagle. When they go there, let's give them good wings to fly. Fly super and superlative more than what they have been swimming or flying. This time we want the eagles to fly higher and higher above the Bafana so that we can bring the cup home. As it's not only today, the final one also, Eagles taking the lead now. Eagles taking the lead. So Eagles is going to make Nigeria proud. Eagles is going to make Agate Radio very proud. Amen. So I thank our people as they are praising Eagles this time. Let us talk about a portion based on ourselves or our coaches. Let us look forward to see what Eagle will bring to us. All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Anderson Gabriel. Thank you very much for your thoughts. We appreciate you. The Eagles should fly and soar higher. That is under your submission, and Nigerians are also cheering in that prayer too. Let's take some messages before we come back. This one says, thanks to you, Nathaniel, for bringing two of my friends and bosses to the studio. Let me thank Right Honorable George Ali for his visionary insight that established the Red and Black Football Academy. Ali is a man of great vision and a go-getter. I played in Sporting FC Academy Lagos for 4 years, so I know what building football academy is. Great analysis from my comrade in the media space, my chairman, Chris. We shall beat South Africa 3-1 today. Amen. I watched their match against Cape Verde, and they weren't good at all. We won't allow them to get to penalty because their keeper is the best so far in 7 penalties. He saved 4 against Cape Verde. I also want Super Eagles not to budge about the xenophobic character of the South Africans back home. We won't take such intimidation again. Nath, keep the good work on. I am Dan Atai from Kwarafa Quarters in Makudi. Thank you very much, Dan Atai, for your thoughts. We appreciate you. This one says, my name is Big Man from Achusa here in Makudi. My wish is the Super Eagles. My wish, I only wish Super Eagles good luck only. Okay, thank you very much, Big Man. Good luck to Super Eagles and all of us Nigerians too. Another one here says, good morning, I get FM. Confidently, Nigeria will lift the trophy. It's out of experience as Portugal won Euro 2016, qualifying on best loser base. Similarly, Argentina began on a sad opener but got all to win in 2022 World Cup in Qatar. So same as Nigeria. Thank you. Benki Collins from Wurukun. Well, the difference is Nigeria didn't start on a poor note. They considered just one goal. In other encounters, they have won their matches. So we hope they even have an edge. Thank you, Benki Collins, all the same for your thoughts. This one says, good morning, Nathaniel Nongu. The Super Eagles of Nigeria have met in Afcon 14 times. Nigeria defeated South Africa 7 times, with South Africa having an edge over Nigeria only 2 times, with the remaining fixtures ending a draw. In today's game, Nigeria will beat South Africa 2-0. Ozoho Raymond from behind NNPC Depot in Makudi. Wow, that's a prayer. Anything that is about Nigeria winning, whether I don't mind the number, but once there's a 0 on South Africa, we say amen to that. Is that not right? Comrade Saka and George. All right. Another one here says, as it is a culture in football for the teams to lock horns, I write to buttress the Super Eagles due to the fact that each player is of value. On the sideline, I wish they should not be selfish as they match against South Africa at the ongoing Afcon in Cote d'Ivoire sooner or later. As it is said, so little gives much. Good morning, comrades. Isaac Utsua from EA in Goma. Thank you very much, Isaac, for your message. Another one here says, Joseph Ikoyi is my name from behind Modern Market, Makudi. Good morning to everyone in the studio. Please, their allowances should be paid without any stories. There is need for Team B, Super Eagles, for more seriousness in the tournament. Okay, Joseph Ikoyi, thank you for your contribution. Another one here, Steve, from our WhatsApp box says, Super Eagles is destined to win the 2023 tournament. I said this shortly before the beginning of the tournament due to the similarities of incidents that occurred few days ago before the tournament. In 2013, we woke up to the ugly news that BON will not show Afcon matches, and Super Eagles won the tournament. And this year too, similar thing happened. DSTV that we all put our hope in watching the games disappointed us. Just think along with me. For the match today, if Iheanacho plays behind Osimhen, Nigeria will win convincingly within regulation time, and they should do everything possible to avoid going into a shootout against South Africa, because the goalkeeper of Bafana reads penalties very well and carefully. I predict 3-1 scoreline for Nigeria. My name is Daniel Aligba from E Division Akpehe in Makurdi. Thank you very much, Daniel. Of course, we say amen to your prediction too. 3-1 is not a bad one, so we hope that we get through. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. Welcome to the program.
Yes, my name is Yosendi Oshi. I'm calling from Asukunya, Yande.
Thank you, Yosendi Oshi. How is Asukunya this morning?
Asukunya is very cool for the weather.
Thank you very much. Okay, now share your thoughts with us. Super Eagles will be clashing with Bafana later today. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. To my own believing, I know very well because Nigeria players now, they are not greedy players. They used to give passes apart from one person. But I believe that God will help him to give passes as Osimhen used to do. So I believe that Nigeria are going to play 3-1 today against South Africa.
Okay. Thank you very much, Yosendi.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you so much.
Thank you for your contribution. Thank you. Okay, the players should work as a team. Nobody should be selfish in giving passes. 3-1 prediction from Yosendi Oshi. Okay, Comrade Ataka, before we engage with more callers, you have listened to some of the messages, especially cautioning the Super Eagles. Don't go into the penalty shootouts. The goalkeeper of Bafana is too good in that area. Maybe you want to comment on this briefly before we go on.
Thank you very much. Yeah, from their contributions, you understand that Nigerians are following what is happening in Afcon, and that is the spirit. If there is anything that gives Nigerians joy and unite them, it's sports, and especially soccer. And in their enthusiasm, in their predictions, they are also cautioning. That is patriotism. From where the Eagles have come so far, and since none of their games was decided on penalties, I don't want to believe that they will let their guard down to allow this particular game drag into penalty shootout.
Okay.
But at the same time, I don't want us to be overambitious of a very great goal line score. From what we've been doing, Eagles have been doing so far, they are not scoring so much, but they are not conceding. They concede minimally. And if they go into the game with a similar approach by upping the standard from what it has been, then even a slim margin would do. 1-0 would do.
Okay, but if you, I was going to ask you if you were going to predict, like, do you have, give us your prediction of the scoreline in the encounter?
Well, my prediction is not going to be exact, but my emphasis is that if there is anything like half a goal, Nigeria should score. Just like one of the contributors said, the only area I differ from him where he said that anyhow we should win.
Yes.
I want us to play to win. And God helps those who help themselves. And so if anybody thinks that God will come down and play football, because Nigerians are so religious, and they think that God is a Nigerian. And Nigerians have always been praying for God of soccer, God of soccer. God is the creator of all humans across the globe. And so as we are praying, that is how South Africa will be praying too. So I since the players are not listening to us, and no member of the team is listening to us, will believe that they might have prepared themselves very well to maintain the name they have made for themselves in this tournament, and to also give Nigeria that which it deserves.
Okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. My regards to the sporting analyst in the studio.
Warm regards to you too.
Yeah, I'm to yours sincerely, MC Oliver Ikia, better known as Busy Brain, the king of sports in Abringa here in a lady.
Wow, the king of sports live on I Get Radio. So walk us
God
through.
bless you, I Get Radio.
Thank you.
Before I will go ahead for the topic of the moment, I want to congratulate and thank our great radio so much for always giving out this Afcon update.
Thank you for your kind words, Oliver.
Yes, and kudos to the team Nigeria, the Super Eagles of Nigeria. You know, we in Nigeria, we don't value our team. The way the Super Eagles go into this tournament, many people rate them out. Following the first match, they draw against Equatorial Guinea. This is how people were just giving out to them that they will not go far in the tournament. Today we are in the semi-final. So I'm always proud of them. Look at the boys we have, the likes of Victor Osimhen and William Trust, Ekon, and so on and so forth. They are doing so fantastic well. Only that the luck is not giving on them. They will be scoring more goals. They will just win, just coffee of just 1 goal to nothing. But a win is a win. So me, I'm still optimistic that we will go far, and we'll return the trophy back home.
Amen.
Against South Africa today, the Bafana. If you can go to the previous record, the South Africa, they have been finding it very difficult even get a draw with the Nigeria. So on a very competitive match like this, semi-final, we are not even going to give them any chance, even to score a goal. So I'm saying that Super Eagles of Nigeria will win the match today, 2 goals to nothing.
Okay. Thank you very much,
That
Oliver.
That is my prediction. We'll win 2 goals to nothing. And believe me, I will bath naked if the Nigerian team did not win against South Africa.
Before now, have you been taking your bath with your clothes on, Oliver? Anyway, thank you very much for your contribution. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. George Ali, you have listened to some of our callers. But particularly the God of soccer, we should pray, has been resounding with most of. Is God the God of soccer just for Nigeria? What are the prospects Nigeria going into this crucial encounter with South Africa, the Bafana? Maybe before we should have your thoughts, let's look at the head-to-head record of Nigeria and South Africa, which were earlier alluded to by Comrade Ataka too, with a total of 14 meetings. That is the encounters between Nigeria and South Africa. Between the two sides, the Super Eagles of Nigeria have defeated South Africa in a total of 7 times. South Africa having an edge over Nigeria only 2 times, with the remaining 3 fixtures ending in draws. With the semi-finals encounter before us, what are the prospects of the Super Eagles and as they go against the Bafana of South Africa later today?
The Super Eagles, our prospect is very high. I've watched South Africa, the South African team, I've watched them played, and the same thing with the Nigerian team. I think if you look at both teams, our prospect is very high because we keep progressing and improving after each match. And for the South Africans, outside the goalkeeper that is fantastic, that everybody is talking about, remember too, we have very good strikers too. We have people that will score, that can beat any world keeper. If we do that, maybe just 1 or 2 goals done, we'll weaken the South Africa in the first half. We'll weaken them, and I don't see them coming close to our defense and to our keeper too. Our chances are very bright.
Okay, Comrade Saka, do you share contrary opinion to this?
No, I agree with him because the time we met South Africa at this stage in the Afcon of 2000, Nigeria dismissed them by 2-0. And Nigerians cannot expect less. It's either history will repeat itself, it will get better, or at most, even if we do not get the result of 2-0, even 1-0, it's okay. So South Africa, as far as I'm concerned, in this particular match, except something extraordinary happens, I see Nigeria going through, like I have consistently said in the course of this program.
Okay, that's our hope. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Brother Nathaniel.
Good morning. Welcome to the program.
Yes, I'm Peter Tila. I'm calling from IBB Square here in Makodi.
Thank you very much, Peter, for joining us on the program.
I want to sincerely appreciate your guests. Yes. You see, for the Super Eagles, I want to sincerely appreciate them. They have done us proud. And it's one of the most difficult teams to eliminate in the tournament. They are very strong. For my, what I'm saying that our match today is within 90 minutes. We are going to win within 90 minutes. The game will be off. But what I'm expecting from my brothers is for them to play with that passion, to play with passion and anger. If they get it there, we are going to take the day. Very clean and clear.
Which part of the anger again? I think passion alone.
That is mountain. That is yes. With passion and mountain pressure.
Okay.
Yes. I know that the only problem we are having is because of the officiating. If the officiating is good to go, we are there. The cup is ours.
All right.
That is my contribution.
Thank you very much, Peter. Thank you. We don't hope the anger part of it should feature because the regulatory authority, the officiation will frown at the anger. Passion is tolerated at all encounters in tournaments, but not anger. Let's take some more messages before we come back. This one says, good morning, Nathaniel. My regards to your guests in the house. Today is our day. We are going to fly higher today. Thank you, Nathaniel, for bringing this program on air. My prediction is Nigeria 2, South Africa 1. Thank you. I am Kenneth Chukwu Ebuka from Azege in Logo local government area. Thank you, Kenneth, for your thoughts and your prediction. We hope the Eagles get it right with your prediction. This one says, good morning, presenter. I don't have much to say, just to wish Super Eagles all the best to win 2-0 against South Africa. I am Valu Sunen. Thank you, Valu Sunen, for your message. We appreciate you. Another one here says, my name is Joseph Ikoyi. Okay, Joseph had earlier sent us a message. Maybe, okay, this is an additional one. Joseph Ikoyi again. He says, the Super Eagles should approach the game with all seriousness. All right, thank you very much, Joseph, for that message. They should approach the game with all seriousness. We hope the caution should be taken so that they get the seriousness it deserves. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Perspectives.
Yes, this is Shaggy on the Facebook from in Katsina local government.
Shaggy from where?
What, the Tongo in Katsina local government.
All right, thank you, Shaggy on the save. I can only hear Tongov and Katsina, but which part of Tongov?
Kwaza.
Okay,
Kwaza Tongo.
Kwaza Tongov in Katsina. Thank you very much, Shaggy on the save. Please go ahead with your submission.
First of all, I want to appreciate our Super Eagles. And before I will appreciate Pesilo, because most of our Nigerians, they were not happy with Pesilo. They were not appreciating him. But for me, I will appreciate Pesilo and the Super Eagles. The beginning of this tournament, the way Nigeria play, nobody believed they will be up to quarterfinals. So today, they are going to play South Africa.
They are not just... Okay, please go ahead. Let me not interrupt you. Fine.
Yes. So I believe the Nigerians are going to win South Africa today 2-0. I appreciate them so much and appreciate Pesilo because he's going to lead this African Cup of Nations for us. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Shaggy on the say. Thank you very much. Okay. We appreciate your submission. Comrade Asaka, let me come back to you now. Nigeria has won the Afcon title 3 times, and South Africa won just one in 1996, which we earlier pointed out. Could this be another opportunity for Nigeria to make a 4th title if they say through at the semifinals today?
Yes, it's a decision for Super Eagles to make because the road seems to be very, very clear. Well, all along, we've been talking about Nigeria winning. That is from a very positive side, which I still want to maintain.
Oh, okay. Or you want us to talk about South Africa winning?
No. I'm building an analogy.
Okay, please.
And this is something that should also be at the back of the mind of our Super Eagles. That is it not better gaining this opportunity to make it a fourth time? Because we have come this close twice again in the past. We would have been counting 6 or 7 times by now. And so, with the absence of the likes of Egypt, Cameroon, and Ghana that have won it more times than us, I think this should be an opportunity for us to take a step forward. So, I will not be expecting anything less. And I want to believe that the players are very, very much aware of this history and statistics. So going into this match with that kind of feeling and this stand, I think everything points to the fact, if statistics, like I said before, do not lie, Nigeria will really take the day.
The interesting aspect, Georgia, is that the last title of 2013, Afcon title, which Nigeria won, was on the South African soil.
Yes.
Is it not a coincidence that Nigeria is gunning for a final with South Africa, that they won the title that they hosted, which was the last they had? And now, is there some form of significance we can look at with regards to the sporting history?
That's why I agree that we are going to defeat them today, and we are going to win the match too.
All right. Dear listener, you're still listening to Perspectives, and we are discussing Nigeria's journey in the Afcon. Hello, good morning. Hello. Oh, we lost connection with the call, but you may try to call back because the line is still open. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Welcome to Perspectives.
Thank you, everything.
Very well. Please, could you speak up a bit? You sound inaudible.
Okay. I'm calling from Ipayango. My name is Christian.
Okay, Christian. Christian who? Hello, Christian. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Christian. Maybe you want to just have us hear your name. Then you drop the line. But hello, good morning. Hello. All right. Dear listener, you're still listening to Perspectives, and the program is discussing Nigeria's journey at Afcon. Hello, good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Welcome to Perspectives.
Okay, thank you. This is Nathaniel Nongu speaking from National Government, Agbagba.
Okay, thank you, Nyage Aondongo. How is Conshisha this morning? Sir Agbagba, where you're calling from?
That we are fine. It's all brave.
Oh, great. Please go ahead.
Okay, sir. I like to appreciate Tesoro and the Super Eagle. But what I want them to know is that they should take that match serious. They should not underrate any team because they have been doing well and we are proud of them. So my message to them is that they should play with seriousness.
Okay.
And go ahead and beat South Africa 3-0, sir. Because we are proud of them. They should go ahead and beat South Africa 3-0. They should take the match serious like Osuma is doing.
I like the emphasis of beat in your voice. Thank you very much, Nyage Aondongo, for your contribution.
All right. Thank you, sir.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. With our time that is fast ticking, that's the last call we accommodate on today's edition, so we can try to gradually conclude our thoughts. But Comrade Asaka, let's come back to sports and football in particular. Sports and football in particular has proven to be a major unifying factor among Nigerians. Whenever the country's national team is playing, Nigerians set aside their differences and stand behind the team, irrespective of ethnicity, religion, language of the players. How much do you think the country? How do you think the country can take advantage of this to promote national unity for greater development?
Okay, thank you very much. This question has been recurring at different fora, and it has resonated in the media, and it has been quite topical. It is research itself, and the good thing is the postulations, the answers, the results are there. And just like Afcon is going on at this moment, the demonstration of the fact that sports and football in particular is indeed a unifier, that which make Nigerians think Nigeria, that which unite them, that which they jubilate or cry if something goes wrong, and if the team is doing well, as it is happening from the feelers we've gotten from contributors on this program. It is now left for the government, both at the center and at the state, going down to the third tier of local government, which is the grassroots, to tap into this very potential, exploit to its fullest, and then a kind of adopt it as our national development roadmap. If we develop sports to the desired level that it should be, there are so many gains and takeaway apart from the fact that it unifies us, because economically speaking, it is money spinner, both in local and foreign currency. Maybe the astute football manager and the owner of an academy of high repute that is with me in the studio here can attest to that fact. Because if we build our sports from that local level to the state and to the national level, sport itself has high potential for employment. And the good thing about it is the target in most of the sports is the youth. Now, if you catch them young, from their growing ages, particularly from primary school, because before you have more organized a sports program, as it were, apart from the academies, which are schools themselves, if Nigeria has a sports policy that has incorporated this grassroots building from the primary level, but we have not really been operating it. In the recent past, the foray we made in continental competitions, going to intercontinental competitions, were product of academicals in the secondary school, as the case may be. And at the tertiary level, competitions like Nigerian University Games and the one sponsored by Pepsi Cola and what have you, are beginning to die. One wonders, because at that level, maybe the volume of academic involvement has not made it very conducive for students, but it is because of planning. The academic timetable hasn't permitted them. But if we regard sports as that unifier and as that opportunity, the window that is capable of uplifting both our well-being as a country and also the economic value it has, then our government has to take a second look at trying to tap into this particular unending opportunity, so that while you are improving the economic base of those who will be empowered, it will also be shaping the attitude of our youth. Now we complain about so many vices, things that are distracting our youth, that make them also go into crime and what have you. But if you engage them in sports at that youthful age, and they are reaping the benefits, now they will see the need to build on it, while they also improve their own welfare. And then these vices and division that we suffer at all strata, particularly our unity at that level, will have melted, and then Nigeria would have been a better country for it. So sports and soccer especially, like we have said, it's a great potential that the government should seize the opportunity now and explore to the fullest.
Okay. George Ali, you listen to Asaka. Do you have any contrary opinion with regards to his suggestion that sports could be adopted as a roadmap for sports for national development to promote? And of course, are you satisfied with the level of attention and investment that Nigeria makes for the growth of the sports sector?
I agree completely with Comrade Chris Asaka on the submission that government should take more interest in sports, especially from the primary school. And it's good to catch them young, because when you get them young, you are fully in control. Let government take more interest in that one. And then with your second question, please can you repeat
the investment? Are you satisfied with the attention the government has given in terms of investment for it makes for the growth of the sports sector in the country?
No. They've not done well in terms of investment and growth of sports in the country. They've not done well at all. They should make it mandatory for big organizations to take part in this thing and to sponsor it, because they could give tax holidays to some of these big companies and say, look, part of your community service, take it to sports and go and encourage sports at the grassroots level. I mean, look at what happened in Brazil in the past. Brazil was practically living on soccer, on football, on players they send outside the country. What stops us from doing it here too? We can do it here.
Okay. Comrade Ataka, we are totally out of time, but I'll give you 30 seconds to kindly give your concluding thoughts on how grassroots sports can be promoted to export sporting talents, particularly from Benue. And your concluding thoughts, just in 30 seconds, please.
Very simple. The government should provide the enabling environment, and the states and the local government can collaborate. Like I have said, there was a time that the government had tried to develop sports facilities in the local government and in the states, even up to the level of schools. And so once government provides these facilities like stadia, and then also make available sporting equipment for use, that would have also created the enabling environment for investors to come in, because sponsorship of sports, essentially, it shouldn't be a government thing. But if government provides the enabling environment, just like he talked about, George Ali talked about the issue of tax, holiday, and the rest, investors can come in now with added quality to plow in their resources and then to explore the world. As we speak now, just before I came for this program this morning, an illustrious son of Tate, who is in China as I speak, is in dire need of getting collaboration with any of these educational institutions for an immediate collaboration with the Chinese government.
Anyway, we would not like to advertise the collaboration on the program. Let's conclude. George Ali, give us your parting words.
I'm going to be on a lighter mood.
Yes. 30 seconds, please.
Yeah, on a lighter mood. If we defeated the Cameroon, we destroyed the lion, we used antelope for dinner, we should be able to eat banana. Bafana. We should be able to eat banana today.
All right. Thank you very much for your thoughts. Dear listener, this is where we'll conclude on today's edition of Perspectives, which we discuss Nigeria's journey in the Afcon as they are in their semi-final encounter later today as they go out against the Bafana of South Africa by 6 p.m. today. We had joined us on the program a seasoned sports writer and analyst, a former chairman, Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ Benue State Council, currently the vice president, NUJ Zone D, Comrade Chris Ataka. Thank you very much, Comrade Ataka, for sharing your valuable time with us and the analysis you gave us. We appreciate you, sir.
Thank you very much.
We are also grateful to a grassroots sports promoter and a former member of the Benue State House of Assembly, former chairman of Otukpo local government area, and a president, Red and Black Flames Football Club, Right Honorable George Ali. Thank you very much, Honorable George Ali, for your time with us.
Thank you very much.
And we had our analyst who joined us virtually, an executive board member of the Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, representing North Central on the board, a former chairman of the Benue Football Association and one-time speaker of the Benue State House of Assembly, Chief Mrs. Margaret Ichen, who joined us virtually from Abidjan in Côte d'Ivoire. We also appreciate her. Dear listener, this is how we conclude today. As Nigeria go out against Bafana, we're in high spirit and we look forward that they should go not just at the semi-final encounter and progress into the finals and bring the trophy home. This is our conclusion on the program. And of course, the decision of all Nigerians that we have taken back home, that we are expecting nothing short of victory, and we are looking forward that the trophy should be brought back home. My name is Nathaniel Nongu. Let's do this again on Friday as we focus on another issue on perspectives. I appreciate our general manager, Igba Ogbole, the head of programs, Emmanuel Tiavia, and all colleagues and the entire crew here that contributed to the success of today's edition. We are grateful to you. We'll come your way again on Friday, as we said, God keeping us. Have yourself a great, great Wednesday. Goodbye and happy outing to Super Eagles as they file out later this evening against Bafana of South Africa. Bye-bye.